All right, well, welcome to Great Uncle John's video log special edition, the Mueller report, previously Great Uncle John's weekly video log. It's been about 6 months since I did an Uncle John, I guess December, early January of 2019. Was when I packed up the Uncle John Green Room Studios. And you might remember I monitored Trump and his shenanigans through 2018, growing increasingly bored with it, but it was a 2018 New Year's resolution to blog or vlog weekly, focusing primarily on Trump. So I did that, and I was glad when it was over, but we all thought the Mueller report would somehow be the exclamation mark that would stop the run-on sentence that is the Trump presidency, but that was not the case. So here we are in the middle of 2019, and the Mueller report has been submitted and is publicly available. So I've decided to read it over my summer vacation. My plan is to consume it in 40-page increments over the next 10 days or so and give a short summary in vlog form and also a shorter summary of the short summary in Twitter form. Why? Why not? So I will say right off the top that I am a slow reader, and I was simply not going to dedicate hours of my day and vacation to reading this thing. I started, but it just wasn't going to happen. So I downloaded the free audio talking book version. I suppose that's cheating, but so what? It's summer vacation, right? So on to the meat of the matter, the first 40 pages of the report. What did I learn? Well, listening to the report, it is like finally watching a TV show that everyone's been talking about and leaking spoilers to over the last year and a half. Everything in the report to this point, up to page 40, more or less has been reported on. This report by Robert S. Mueller III, as he likes to call himself in the report, confirms much of what we know. Yes, there were contacts and attempted contacts between the Trump campaign and Russia. Yes, Russia did interfere in the election, trying to influence things on Trump's behalf. No, there's no evidence that the Russians tried to help the Clinton campaign. Collusion is not a thing. It's not a crime. Coordinating with a foreign government to influence an election is a crime, however, but they found no evidence of this. Mueller's quite clear about that right in page 1 of the report. So will not be, the evidence that he's going to be presenting over volume 1 of the report will not point towards coordination with the Russians. So then the report goes through the various ways the Russians, when their agents, the GRU, which is like the KGB, used Facebook and social media and Twitter to launch a sophisticated effort to sway opinion and steal information, and they were quite successful. And really, for me, that in itself isn't a big surprise. As a child of the Cold War, I just always assumed that your enemy, if we want to call the Russians our enemy, are always doing stuff like that. And so is the Western world. You play the United States in particular. You stick your finger in affairs of other countries all the time. So you would think that they would be on guard for this sort of thing come election time, but I guess not. I guess it was a big surprise. So following the report is like following the plot of a convoluted season of Homeland. I find my mind drifts. I'm doing housework and packing for our trip and doing household chores, and acronyms like IRA and GRU and DNC just sort of flow by. Sometimes I think IRA sounds like the Irish Republican Army plotted this whole thing between sips of beer at the pub. And that makes it a little bit more funny to think about. Papadopoulos, his name comes up. He must feel like an idiot for blabbing and kicking this whole thing off in the first place, or being one of the reasons why the whole investigation was kicked off in the first place. Donald and Don Jr. and Eric and other close aides like Kellyanne Conway routinely tweeted information disseminated by the Russians. So not coordination, perhaps, but obviously enjoying the support. So after the first 40 pages, I will say I'm enjoying it. It is crisp and to the point and avoids jargon. You can skim over some of the procedural details, and because of the redactions for ongoing cases, which is a phrase which brings a little hope, it isn't too bad. My takeaway so far is something many of us already knew. The most powerful tool of social media and political change is shitposting on Facebook. All right, well, hopefully I'll be able to get another edition out tomorrow night. Stay tuned.